You bore me.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Yeah, I just thought I'd do another fun topic here, just to try and mix things up. But yeah, so I love video game characters, so I just wanted to just try and create a fun conversation and to see what everyone else thought. So, when I play as a video game character, I want that character to be fun. I personally find nothing worse than playing a game with a character who, when you take control of them, they just feel boring. As if they are written by someone who's trying to write a novel instead of creating an actual video game character that you want to play with. Many video game characters today, people would consider as cool, I suppose, based off their personas and their image. But for me, being cool in persona and appearance just isn't enough. As an example, look at Nathan Drake, one of Sony's most well-known characters. Yet in my eyes, he's a poor man's Indiana Jones who who lacks any indistinguishable characteristics like say Indiana Jones's hat and whip, and seemingly gets by based off pure luck and the ability to absorb large amounts of bullets. In fact, Nathan Drake is so unremarkable as a playable character. You could replace him with a near mirror image, just as they did with Uncharted Legacy, Lost Legacy, by using Chloe Frazer, and you still get a very similar game. I guess the same could be said about Master Chief and how he was pretty much replaced in game by the Arbiter or an ODST soldier, and you get a very similar gameplay experience. So you have to wonder what's actually unique about these main characters. I miss those fun, unique characters who were designed around a quirky gameplay mechanics. Their very beings having unique skills that can be applied in a variety of ways, and most of all, escape the clutches of reality that a lot of developers today seem to push for. There's also there's also only so much you can do when you ground a character into the conventions of our world or into a somewhat reality. Or even if you give them powers, the characters themselves end up being relatively dull in appearance and persona. Nothing more than avatars for the powers that are the real character of the game. You can look at characters like Isaac Clarke from Dead Space. Who outside of his suit is just a terrible looking character. You got Booker DeWitt from BioShock Infinite, who once again was a pretty boring character. Nilin from Remember Me, absolutely terrible character. Faith from Mirror's Edge, another boring character I found. The Marine from Doom, who is nothing without weapons, essentially. Even if he does stick a middle finger up here and there, it's the character itself could be anyone. Joel and Ellie from The Last of Us, and why I mention these guys is because once again they're grounded in reality, so there's not much they can do as characters themselves. How about Shell from Portal? Who once again without the gun is just his dull looking avatar. Or I'd even go as far as saying many characters from Resident Evil, who character design wise can look good, but outside of that there's nothing really that special about them. At no time in my experience with such characters of their types, never have I said to myself that I loved playing as those characters. Never did I think, oh my god, this character's going to be so much fun to play. I can't wait to get started. Of course, you can argue that not all characters have to be like that, and that's true, absolutely true, and it's absolutely fine for them to be nothing more than personas in a sense, something just to move the game along. This is fine, like I said, each to their own, and some games are fine like this, and I've enjoyed some games like that. But for me, for the most part, I find it a drag when I'm forced to play as a boring avatar. something that's created just for the story, designed to hold some weapons, or just doesn't have any originality about them. But when you see them on the box, I say but. When you actually see them on the box art, that character is meant to make you think. They look fun and original and interesting, where many of them don't. I've always been trying to work out what my dislikes are for such characters. Perhaps I just don't like playing as human characters for the most part. But even then, you get you can get some great human characters in video games. For example, you got Bayonetta, Samus Aran from Metroid, Strider Hiru, Dante from Devil May Cry, or even Kratos from God of War. Although persona-wise, the man is still pretty boring. And I mentioned, and as I mentioned in my review, in his latest title on the PS4, I feel like they reduced his fun capabilities and all his magic. Well, at least from my perspective. Thinking about it from another angle, the majority of fighting games we play don't seem to have this problem. Games like Street Fighter, Virtua Fighter, Guilty Gear, Soul Calibur, etc. They all have fun and unique looking characters for the most part. Perhaps I just find a large number of Western made characters boring these days. In fact, I think I find many Western made games boring these days. And once again, I hate use of the term Western, but here we are. Saying that, I'm still a big fan of. I'm still a big Blizzard fan when it comes to their character designs and use of those characters. And and of late, games like Overwatch have shown how you can create unique and great-looking characters whilst giving them all unique abilities as well, making them feel unlike anyone else. But as for me, I want more characters. Like we've had, like Mario, like Banjo-Kazooie, Beautiful Joe, Okami, Rayman, Donkey Kong, the Inklings, even Mega Man, Sonic the Hedgehog, Earthworm Jim, Kirby, Wario, Rocket Knight, Knights from Nights into Dreams, the dragons from Panzer Dragoon. Let me play as more dragons in games in general. Mech Warriors. Man, I love playing as mechs. All of these characters and more, for the most part, look unique, are immensely fun to play, have unique skills that are used for fun gameplay, and also don't look boring or generic. I think the Japanese are great at character design for the most part, at least from my experience when it comes with games. When it comes to games, I feel like they utterly destroy what most Western developers have created. I mean this mostly from a gameplay point of view in terms of the character being used. By creating a great looking character that is also fun to play as and feels unique. I always just felt that the Japanese have had the edge, and I won't say always will, but still to this day. I also miss playing as characters who are creatures. Why can't we get more video games where I'm controlling a wolf like Okami, a dolphin like Echo, dual-wielding pistol dogs, and cats like Fur Fighters. Do you remember that game on the Dreamcast? A tank morphing, rocket feet flying, weapon-mounted, dog like Lupus in Jet Force Gemini, or even Crash Bandicoot. That was a joke. I'd even take Bubsy the Bloody Bobcat, who was, absolutely trash, but, at least he could glide through the air and run as fast as Sonic, and, there was another animal who was actually better doing this. The thing I love about animal characters is that, instantly their natural skills can be used for fun, unique gameplay purposes. Something that Playtonics has done with Yooka-Laylee, a game they created for very reasons, I'm trying to convey in this video. Of late, we naturally still have Nintendo around, and we still have some great indie devs stepping up to remember, such great, unique character design, just like with Shovel Knight, Ori and the Blind Forest, and Yooka-Laylee, as I mentioned, Rusty from SteamWorld Dig, and even Noodle, the snake from Snake Pass, a game I bought on the Switch, where I felt like he was the most unique character I controlled in ages. It was really good stuff. So for me, I just find characters like this vastly more compelling and exciting than many of the big names that once again are the face of the industry in terms of the mass market. And also for me, games are vastly more fun to play if you're playing with a fun character. So, what are your thoughts? Every type of character has its place, of course. You know, I'm not here to write off video game characters or any type of video game character. I just give my own personal opinion. But are you like me, where you prefer, for the most part, the types of characters that offer fun play mechanics based off their unique designs and characteristics? Or do you find characters like, say, Marcus Phoenix or even the new Lara Croft as examples fun to play as characters themselves in terms of what they offer to the gameplay? So as always, thanks for listening, and I hope to see some of your comments below. Peace.